How's it going, everybody? Hey, did the double echo thing stop? I tried to, I changed a something, so maybe it stopped. Anyways, how's it going? Happy Sunday. I was looking back and I have not streamed like from my desk here in like almost a month. Can you believe that? Crazy. Because couldn't stream last weekend at all. And the weekend before that, we were up at the Hobbit house. Whobbit. It's a Whobbit. Oh, wait, I have that. Did I make that? Oh, man. Oh, that's a good button though. Anyways, I thought I made a button to bring up that a thing that said, "Do you want to get sued?" It's a Whobbit. Anyways, how's it going, everybody? Chris Peterson gets to be first. Nice. Thank you very much. C Sharpworm, you were so close, my friend. Nicholas Nicolau, I love your name, by the way. Am I saying it right? I've always said it that way, and I don't know if I'm saying it right. So please confirm or correct if I am saying it wrong. Thank you, thank you. Rich, hey, how's it going? All right, Alexander's here. Fit like a glove. Yeah, so did I fix the double echoing thing? That's what I was hoping to fix. What size solar? Oh man. We'll talk about some solar, but we have 36 300 and I think they're technically 320 watt panels, 320 watts each. 36 of them. But the real limiting factor is we have two 5,600 watt inverters. So 11.2 kilowatts. I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. Oh, man. Oh, good. It sounds great now. Fantastic. Fantastic. Was quick. Hey, everybody. How's it going, Gary? So your Home Assistant integration thing popped in, your Home Assistant notification. What triggers it? Is it Twitch? Is that a Twitch integration, or is that from Discord or something? Timothy, how's it going? I have a few questions to ask about my DIY job I want to do on my sun deck, but I am lost. Bring it on, Timothy. We will do our best to help you, my friend. Bring it on. The biggest deal with the solar, we'll gonna bounce around, of course, because that's what we do. The batteries. Oh, the batteries. Oh, the batteries. Oh, the batteries. So what I got, for those of you that weren't around or weren't here, is these are the ones I got. These. And so far, other than that the app is total garbage, but I according to other people on YouTube, there are other apps you can use for these batteries. But these things, I just about died getting these things up the stairs. It's a fun story. I'll tell you the whole story. We'll kind of go, what the heck? Why go in order, right? Might as well go out of order. First time you caught the stream in years. Oh, Thomas is here. Oh, good. We're going to talk about some of your stuff you did, Thomas. Even though it's the big thing that you got credit for, anyways. I'm sure you did more than this, but the big thing you got credit for is basically the YAML stuff. Oh, pause for 5 minutes. I'm just going to say hi for 5 minutes, Barry. You can finish watching your Formula One and then come back, okay? Anyways, yeah, the app on this is pretty bad, but these things, so look at this. They weigh, this is the deal with these things. The weight. Holy macaroni. 290 pounds, okay? 290 pounds. That's a lot of kilograms too, So the size of these things, so they're only about 5 inches wide. So it's almost like a TV, right? It looks like a TV, like you could have a TV in a box this size, right? But then they weigh 300 pounds. And it was me and one other guy. Fortunately, all right. Oh, Blade subscribed. Hallelujah, Blade. Would you like unicorns or planes, sir? Unicorns or planes. Nice to meet you, by the way. So me and one other guy, fortunately, our electrician was there to help kind of get the solar thing finalized and flip the switch. And he brought an apprentice. And while he was monkeying around with important stuff, me and the apprentice, our job was to haul these batteries up the stairs. Oh my gosh. We put it on a Harbor Freight hand truck, which looked like it had air in the tires. But when you put 300 pounds on it, all of a sudden those tires are flat. And the combination of flat tires, 300 pounds. I was pulling the dolly up the stairs, and the generator was running. I almost got carbon monoxide poisoning. Like, I seriously did. And it took a bit for me to figure out what was going on. But so I'm pulling this thing up the stairs, we're just breathing the exhaust because the generator is in the little space under the stairs. And so all of its exhaust is just blowing up to us. And so when we're in the upper room of this pavilion where we have all of our power stuff, it's just blowing all this exhaust up there. And it was so hard to just like do anything. And I felt like I was going to pass out. Like, seriously, I had to stop every couple steps and take a break, and got to the top. And I was like, hold on, guys, I got to sit down. And I did. I had to sit down. And then we got the batteries up there. And then after a few minutes of talking about the solar thing, the electrician goes, I need to get some air. I need to get some air. And sure enough, you go out and you take a few minutes of just breathing normal air and you feel good again. Right. So like, that was for real. That was for real carbon monoxide poisoning up there. That was scary stuff. So, but anyways, we got the batteries up there, all 3 of them. We got 3 of these things, and they are lovely. They are so lovely. I love just being able to look at the display on them, and it'll tell you like what the state of charge is. It'll tell you the current discharge rate or the current charge rate. And it'll tell you how long until it's fully charged, if it's charging, or if it's discharging, it'll tell you how long before it runs out at the current rate. We got to the point, and they've never still been fully charged, right? Because we hooked them up Friday afternoon and then used them a bit on Saturday. And anyways, it got to the point, I'll say this, last night got to the point where we were running very little stuff in the house. We weren't running a lot of stuff. We didn't need the heat. We didn't need a lot of things. We were running lights, refrigerator, TV, Xbox, some of that kind of stuff. And it said we had like 100 hours at that current discharge rate before the batteries would go dead. And they weren't even at 100%. They were at like 80%. Oh, so excited. So happy. So happy to have that fixed. Oh my gosh. Too bad they almost killed me. Yeah, they're really nice. Too bad they almost killed me. The generator, it was really bad, man. It would be kind of ironic if DrZzs got gas passed to sleep. It was close. It was close. It was scary. I was like, wait, this is actually like serious. Like if you fall, because if I was at the point where I was going to pass out, right? And if I would have passed out, I would have just kept breathing that stuff and I'd have died, right? Like that's like a no joke thing. That's exactly how it happens when people have die from carbon monoxide. That's exactly what happens. It was a good experience for me in my world, outside of all this fun stuff I get to do, to have a little bit of an experience with that now, but of course not something I would recommend or would have ever thought I would need to do. Ikafar, what'd you miss? Carbon monoxide poisoning, my friend. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Why isn't the generator venting outside? It is, but not totally. And it hasn't. So it was like open. It was open, but we are above it, right? So it's in a little space that has this opening, so it can vent out. But what it does is it just goes up, right? And we're above it. So we are going to install a different. We are going to install a different exhaust for it, but for right now, that's what it was doing. And it's not sitting outside. But anyways, oh wait, no, you are always bald. Yeah, the Pavilion needs a muffler. It is so nice. Like it's hard for me to even communicate how different it is up there when we are not running the generator. The generator, fortunately, the Pavilion is pretty far from the house. It's 400 or 500 feet from the house. So it's not like running the generator is a problem when you're in the house, other than I know it's running and I know it's burning propane the whole time. It's costing me money and all that. But it's the sound when you get up there. So like the Pavilion was like unapproachable when the generator's running because it was just so loud. And you couldn't go up in that room for the same reason. It was hot and it smelled bad and everything. We just never really spent a lot of time up there until Friday when we were doing this final connection stuff. But now, like as soon as we turned the batteries on and the solar panels on and turned the generator off, it was like, oh, it was almost like I saw the place for the first time. I was like, oh, look at this. This Pavilion is awesome. So I spent a good part of last night like outfitting the pavilion in ways that I hadn't before, putting in lights, putting in receptacles so I could have like a shop upstairs, you know, and do some fun stuff up there eventually. And I spent a ton of time up there. It was just so nice to just sit up there in the quiet and look out, and oh, it's just beautiful. It was like one of the happiest days of this whole experience, of this whole Hobbit hole thing. One of the best days was Friday, flipping the switch, turning off the generator, and still having power. Oh, so glorious. So glorious. All right, what do you got up here? So Yusuf says 14 times 3, 42 kilowatt hours, can run 3 inverters AC for at least 12 hours. Was that what you have, Yusuf? All right, I mixed some of these. Sounds like a bad joke. Doctor seems emergency room and stuff he shouldn't be doing. I'd probably go with a 24-volt power supply. Oh, good. You guys are answering questions for Timothy. Let me see. So Timothy, you still got questions? Let's see. Install LED strip on the aluminum sun deck railing. Needs to be 75 feet long. Using WLED for the first time. How long of a run can I do? And should it be 5 volts, 12 volts, or 24 volts? So aluminum sun deck railing. First question, Timothy. You're going to use strings, like pixel strings, or are you going to use strips? When you go to figure out how, you know, your length is, how much power you need for that length is completely dependent on the density of your LEDs. If you have an LED every inch versus if you have an LED every 4 inches. See? So 75 feet, if you're using 5-volt strips of LEDs, that's very different than 75 feet if you're using 12-volt pixels spaced at 4 inches apart. So which one are you doing? I'm sure these guys are giving you good information. How's the electric bug? I got to show you guys what I got. It's not, the bug is still on hold for now. Oh, trains. Here it goes. This one's for Blade for subscribing. And I purposefully did not change the horn, and I don't think I ever will. Can you say dolly? What did I say? Hand truck? Woo, that's for you, my brother. All right, thought I might try asking the crowd a question. Does anyone know of a good, cheap smart watch that can scan NFC tags for home assistant automation? That's literally all I want to do with it. That's a great question, Shark Tamer. Does anybody have such a thing? Does anybody know of such a thing? Would anybody recommend such a thing? I don't know. That's a very good question. I kind of like that question. I like it quite a bit. And I am also curious about the answer, Shark Tamer. Strips. Okay, you're going to use strips. All right. So, and then density wise, my guess is if it was me, and I just do this because I'm thinking of, you know, just how bright they need to be and how the density needs to be, but you're either going to use 30 LEDs per meter or 60. You're probably not going to want to go any more dense than that. If you're going to use, I would probably go with 30. Most of what I put in is 30 LEDs, especially if you're far enough away. I loved something that Hookup Rob said in one of his videos the other day. He gave a really good formula that I had not heard before about the diffuser. And you want the diffuser, if you want it to look like a nice smooth line instead of like a bunch of dots, which I think is probably what you're going for if you want strips, then you want your diffuser to be, however far apart your LEDs are, you want your diffuser to be that distance away from your LEDs. Think about that for a minute. So if your LEDs are, you know, an inch apart, then you want your diffuser to be an inch away from the LEDs. Oh. Now, I don't know what the shape of your aluminum canopy kind of thing is. Maybe you can aim them up, or maybe you can aim them in a different direction so they're a little bit less direct. But that's something to think about for diffuser wise. Because if you're going to put aluminum strip channel, that aluminum channel stuff, that, you know, the diffuser generally is like right on top of the LEDs, which isn't ideal. Anyways, just something to throw out there since I was thinking about it. So if you're going to do 75 feet, and are you going around in a circle, or are you going all the way around? Because if you're going all the way around, then wherever you connect your power supply, you can connect to both ends right there. And then I would say you're going to probably need, if you're going 75 feet around, You could probably get away with one power injection point at the middle on the other end, but you may want to just go maybe every strip or every other strip of LEDs, if that makes sense. Because at the end of your strips, there will be a pair of wires for power injection. Just use those. Plan on running a parallel set of wires all the way around. Ask if this one is working. Ask, does it work this way? Interesting. Does it working? Happy Mother's Day, everybody. That's true. Happy Mother's Day. That seems a bit weird for 30 LEDs to have to make a fuse 33 centimeters away. That's what Rob was saying, and I thought it sounded pretty good. And I could say that I generally probably don't have my diffusers far enough away, because most of the time you can still see the distinct dots a lot. You were thinking 60 per meter. Okay, great. 60 per meter, then you're definitely going to want to go at the end of every strip. You're going to want to power inject at the end of every strip. And for me, I know there's 12 volt. There are 12 volt strips, but they're so much more expensive than the 5 volts. And now, do you need white? Are you going to do RGB or are you going to do RGBW? So that the difference there is, are you going to do WS2812s or are you going to use SK, what is it, 6812s? Is it 6812s? Why is my SK 60? Yeah, 6812. These are RGBW, and I think these are 12 volts, aren't they, guys? I can't remember. They're going to be a bit more expensive. I guess that's not too bad. Well, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know. That's it. What density is that, right? I can't remember if those are 5 volts or 12 volts. I think they're 12 volts. There are, if you don't want the white channel, and you just want RGB, then you want the 2812s for 5 volts, or what is it, 28? Is it 13 that has the backup, or is it 15 that has the? I think 15 is the one that has is 12 volts, right? I'm confused now. I don't remember. Look it up. But these are just a lot more expensive. Yeah, 12 volts. So 15s are 12 volts. 13s have a backup channel. So if you're going 5 meters at 60 LEDs per meter and you want the 12 volt lights, it's $46 for one. And that's not even waterproof. You're going to be outside. You're probably going to want IP65. So $50 for one 5 meter strip. Now let's look at the 28. Let's look at the 2812s. You can buy a lot of wire to do a lot of power injection. And these are the Bs, these are the Ecos. So in whatever, you can do black PCB, you do 5 meters at 60 LEDs per meter and IP65. 20, they must be selling these directly. That's kind of a lot still, but anyways, because they're usually about 10 or 12 bucks, but maybe that's because it's 60 LEDs per meter. If I was going 30 LEDs per meter, yeah, that's a little more like what I'm used to seeing. Anyways, so it's twice the price. It's twice the price. So you're not going to save that much money by not doing power injection. So I would recommend, like, there's very little reason to buy 2815s. Very little. If you want white channels, then do the 6812s. If you just want RGB, then 2812s is what you want. Okay? Paid 27 US for 2815, 5 meters. You did. Oh, for where did you get them? Because I mean, I'm not making this up. maybe direct from BTF. This seems like a lot. I bet you if you went to AliExpress, it would be less. Because that seems like a lot. You heard it here. 2812s for RGB. $28.15, $60 IP65. Let's see if I can just do that. No. Yeah. So this is 2815s. Do these have the backup channels? Do the 2815s have the backup channel? I can't remember. Yeah, they do. No, 13s do. Do 15s. Can't remember if 15s have the backup channel or not. So if we want 5 meters, 60, 65, black PCB, $28. So that is cheaper. So if you go, don't buy directly from BTF Lighting's website. Don't buy directly from BTF Lighting's website. What's up, Risto? Should be around $12 AliExpress per 5 meters. Risto, that's what I'm, in my mind, that's kind of where they've always been. 10 to 15 in that range for the bees. They both have a second line. Okay, thank you, Ofer. Thank you. I'm such a cheapskate. I always just do 28 12s, 30 LEDs per meter, and I have very little reason to have changed that. Although maybe I will. Maybe I will at some point. Okay, so let's talk about some more of the things. Do you guys want to keep talking about wHobbit House? wHobbit House? I'm excited about wHobbit House. Let me see if my pictures got backed up. If my pictures got backed up, then I've got some pictures I can show you of some of the cool stuff we did up there. Let's see. Sharing. Nope. So we're going to sign out. And sign in. I do love my Synology photos, by the way, guys. My Synology photo thing is fantastic. The photo backup, way better than Google. Way better than Google Maps. Oh, yeah, here it is. Good. Good. Why is it just throwing all this stuff into the middle? Boop, 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 boop. Here we go. Okay, so here's some of the latest. Here's some of the latest and greatest stuff from the wHobbit House. Okay, fun bit of stuff here. So the wind was blowing. Dawson was flying a kite. He was sitting there on the phone flying a kite, and then he got bored with flying a kite. Dawson decided he didn't want to fly his kite anymore. He just tied the kite to the chair and went inside. So that was pretty funny. Okay, so here's my batteries. Look at the batteries. Here's my batteries. So this is when they barely first turned them on. They were at about 70% state of charge. And at that point, can we zoom in? Yeah. We were using a fair bit of power at that point. Oh, we were charging them. Sorry, we were charging them when I took this picture. So they were charging from solar. They were charging from solar at that point. I don't know if I took a picture of them when they were discharging. Probably did not. Oh yeah. The generator was still running. Just peeling the stickers off. All right, so let's look at, oh, I didn't upload my latest pictures from like the last ones of today. Let's make sure it does that. Let's get that thing going. Okay, so that'll take a minute to upload some of these. Sorry, it wasn't the latest and greatest. Anyways, we hung some swords. On the wall, so I wanted to show you. We did these sconce light things. I fixed those. Put this mantelpiece thing on here on the fireplace. I was just showing Mrs. Z's that, to see if she wanted that. I'll show you this too. Can I show you this? Let me just show you this. This is what I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon on today. We got another golf cart. Did I see Ryobi gear? Tons of Ryobi gear. Yes. I do use Prime. Fit like a glove. I do use Prime backup, but I also want videos backed up, and so we use the photos thing. So this thing's kind of junked up, but I only paid $1,000 for this, and I bought a battery for it from Big Battery also, and it's here. So we've got it somewhat cleaned up now. But this thing is kind of crazy, right? What Synology? Oh, good question. I can't remember now what it was. DS720 Plus. This cart is so cool. It's like a little car. So we've cleaned it up pretty good. We actually just like sprayed the whole insides of it. Let's see if I can get to the next video. Yeah. So this was us cleaning up the insides. This will be in a real video someday. But we sprayed out the insides here in a minute with the steam cleaner thing or whatever. Got it all out. So I got batteries to put in it, and the trouble I'm going to run into, I think I could be driving it today, except that I don't have the key. I bought it from like an auction and didn't have the key. So I'm going to have to hotwire it. And anyways, that's going up at the wHobbit house as well. So the one that I finished, the green one, is going up at the wHobbit house, and then that one's going up at the wHobbit house next. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Like, that's right. You got the same one. Sir Goodenough's got the same one, the 720 Plus. It's really been good. It has been quite good. I'm actually pretty impressed. It says photo backup complete. Why is it not showing it here? I want you to see the swords. Mobile backup? No. There it is. Now they're here. Just have to scroll all the way to the bottom again. Should be able to sort these in a different order, right? Descending. Yes. So look at this. This is the power usage at the wHobbit house today, before we left, okay? Really, the utility room, that's where like all the lights are plugged in and stuff, and that's like the internet and a few of those kinds of things. And it was hardly anything was running at all, right? Hardly anything you could see. Hardly anything was running. The geothermal pump wasn't heating. It was just like running its display and stuff. So this is about as low as it will ever get, all right? But still, the whole house is using 150 watts. The whole house using 150 watts. Crazy. All right, I want to show you. So we hung up Theoden's sword, right? For you, we got Theoden's sword. We got Boromir's horn. Let's see. We got Gandalf's sword right here. And then this is Thorin's sword right there. This is several Christmases worth of presents for DrZzs from Mrs. Z's. Oh, that's our best. This is the best taco bus in Preston, Idaho. Anyway, so we hung up those swords. Doesn't that look good? I think that looks so good. So happy about that. Nerd. I'm totally a nerd. Started on the wHobbit solar dashboard. I did, but I couldn't yet get the, how do you measure all the device usage? That is being measured with an Emporia. The Emporia, Emporia power monitor. That is being measured with this. Right now, I would say it's hard to beat this Emporia power monitor. For this right here is like $150 on Amazon. You get 2 of these big mains clamps, and then you get what, 16 of these other ones, right? So 16 of these. So it's basically, it's not every circuit in the panel, but these are measuring the total. But this is also, you know, every one individually that you can almost is here. And that's giving me That's giving me the data in Home Assistant. So you get that. Their app works really well, and their app is really nice and easy. But you can also get it in Home Assistant with their integration. Super easy, and that's what I've got up there. Dr. Z's Emporia video. Oh, awesome. Thank you, sir. Good enough. Nice. Don't just slam the door. It could get messy for whoever's going through the doorway. Yeah, I hope they don't fall too, right? The taco bus is delicious. If you ever in Preston, Idaho, you got to go to the taco bus. You got to go to the taco bus. All right. So we were looking at this and we were talking about the power usage. What else was going on here? I can't remember. I got the back porch working. I had to cut a hole in the wall. Maybe is this one? Yeah, this is when they were discharging. This is when they were discharging. So obviously this is a really crappy. This is a really crappy picture, but they're discharging at about 4 amps each, and the time left until total discharge. And look, they're at like 60% is all, right? Can't really tell. They're at like 60% is all, but it's 46 hours at this rate. And this was with the geothermal heater running. This was with the geothermal heater running. We had 48 hours of battery power, and they weren't even fully charged. They were at 60%. Oh, just makes me feel so good. Oh, here we go. This is a better picture of them discharging. There you go. Sorry. I don't know why that looks so bad. So they're only at 60% charge. And I think this time to empty, I think that stops it at like 5%. I want to say maybe. So anyways, they're fantastic. They're fantastic. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. They haven't broken yet, so that's probably part of why I love them. Somebody's asking a question. Oh, somebody was saying a lot about the door, right? How the ironwork on the door. I designed it, and then I just got somebody to cut it out with a laser. Spent a lot of time looking at the Emporia. I decided to skip on it as it works via phone home. That means if they decide to stop service, the functionality goes splat. Oh, is that right? Well, you can, Russ, before you totally poo-poo it, you can flash it with ESP Home. So you can cut out their, it just runs on an ESP32 inside their box. You can totally flash it on with ESP Home. There was some functionality. Check out DigiBlur on YouTube. Travis, he has a video. He has a video that goes through how to flash it because he does it. I didn't do it. I didn't want to do mine because I like the app and the integration is working. But if it ever did stop, if they ever went the way of Insteon, then we have the option of just flashing it. So what I was going to say, and we need to do this shopping right now. You guys want to go shopping with me? Let's go shopping. Have you got the internet to the generator working, John says, John Snap. And the answer is no. No, I don't. And I tried. So let's go back. Did you only hook up one leg of the double pole and then multiply it by 2? Yes, Sir Sharp. That's what I did. That's what you do. That's what the Emporia app tells you to do. You just hook up to one leg and then you double it. Now, let's go shopping because I bought the LP, what's it? TP Link? TP Link. And it was like the, I don't remember what it is. It was, maybe it'll show it to me since I bought it. It was something like this AV2000. That's what I bought. AV2000. Okay. So I finally, these right here. So I finally had the opportunity to give these a real test. So the way this thing works, this is a power Ethernet over power. So plug one in at one end, plug one in at the other end, connect one of them to the network at the one end, and then it's supposed to be able to communicate through the power lines to the other one. And then at the other one, you can plug in another Ethernet and go to a switch or something, or another router, and have your internet or have your network connection. They weren't working. They should have been working. And then for a minute, it looked like they did work. So they've got 3 little LEDs here. And the middle one, if the middle one's lit, that means you've got a connection between the two. And I actually had that for like a little while, long enough for me to start trying to figure out how to make it work and connect up a router and do all this stuff. But by the time I got through most of that process, they had stopped. Like that signal went away. So I think that I'm going to have to do something else. I'm not, this isn't going to work. I thought, well, this is the cheapest thing. Let's try that first. So now maybe it's too far a distance. I did make sure they were on the same phase, Alexander. That was the first problem, was they weren't on the same phase. And so I changed them to the same phase. And that was when I got the light to come on. But then even after that, I'll show it because I don't think you meant to call me, or I'm not sure what you meant. So I'm trying to send data from the house up to the pavilion. So maybe if you're doing them in the house. So what I'm going to need to do now, Blade and others, that's why we need to go shopping. All right, let's go shopping because I need to buy something that's going to, like, I can connect it down at the pavilion and it's just going to shoot a Wi-Fi signal up to the top. And then up at the top, I can connect a switch and things. So you guys had given me some recommendations before, and I'm pretty sure that it was a Unify, something like these kinds of things. So what's Unify Loco? Like at this point, I'm ready to just, if I have to spend a couple $100, then fine. That's what I have to do. Point-to-point nano. I do have up at the top. So let me give you the information, and you guys can make some recommendations, and then we'll go shopping. Up at the top, it doesn't need like a ton of bandwidth. It just needs to have a few of the apps connected to the internet. So like the generator, the inverter, hopefully the batteries. I'm not sure the batteries do Wi-Fi. The app that I started using them on was Bluetooth only, which will kind of suck. But as long as my inverter and my generator are connected to the internet, then I'm fine. And not any power wires. Otherwise, they won't work reliably. Did you plug them? Yes, I did. Plug them directly into the outlet. Yeah, Chris, I did. I tried that too. Shop therapy for the win. Unify Nano Beam. Okay, point-to-point wouldn't have to do Wi-Fi. Can run a cable over there. It's for like 500 feet, and I'd have to dig a trench. So not really, Ofer. I thought about that too. A switch at the destination. That's what I want. That's what I want. Air Max Wireless. Is Air Max Unify? I'm sold on the Unify stuff now. Let me undo this because it's blocking these. So there's the Nano Beam. What else is there? Light Beam Max, single unit. I would need 2 units. This is the Nano Station. What are you guys thinking here? Have I tried plugging it closer so you can see if it's just distance or something else? You know, John, there's not really any place closer to plug it. Like the power generation is up at the top, and it just comes down in 2 like massive cables to the house. And so that distance, I mean, if I move the plug part closer to where the main wires go up, I can't imagine that's going to make much difference. I mean, it's going to go from 520 feet to 515 feet, or 500 feet instead of 520 feet. So I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is it's 500 feet. Dig up the yard, cut the wires just for the test. Okay. Nano Station Loco, this one. Nano Loco, huh? What's the distance? Yeah, I think it's about 500 feet. I don't know exactly. I meant to measure it, but I got carried away doing other things. You guys know what? You guys want to guess what time I went to bed last night? What time I finished working? Can't recommend without distance. Okay, sorry. Set up both in the wHobbit hole, then move it. Oh, I could try them in the wHobbit hole, but I've got plenty of Ethernet in the wHobbit hole. Oh, but I see. Set it up in the wHobbit hole and then move it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Can't believe you didn't run a couple Ethernet runs when power went in. I know, right? I wanted to put in a blank conduit and be able to pull wires through, but this is the problem. Put this on the list of all the things that happen when you do a TV show, right? Don't build a house for a TV show. It's cool, but you make mistakes like this right here. How critical is it that they work 100%? Wireless outside might be hit or miss with winds misaligning things, but that Unify stuff will definitely work great as long as it's aligned. Nope. Nope, sorry, no air bridge for the Unify series. The rest is all standalone nano, air beam, air rocket. Try NMS manage cross product series. The length limit for Ethernet? I don't know. $16 cams and access points. I would love to be able to put cameras up there too. Just lay an extra pipe for all the missed cables. Yeah, that's Barry, in my mind, this is the progression. I tried those TP-Link things because they were going to be, $100. Now I'm going to try these things because they're going to be $200. If I have to dig a ditch and put in a bunch of wire to go all the way up there, that's going to be, $1,000 if I'm lucky to get somebody to come out and dig that ditch and put that wire in. Plus I got to actually get the wire in the house, which still is not easy. Boom. Oh, there's a whole bunch of these things. Range. So they're all 100 kilometers. So 100 plus kilometers, we're not 100 kilometers. Would have to be fiber. Okay. Fiber. It's 2022. Fiber. Yeah. Unify Air Max. Where's Air Max? Stone Obscurity. Where's Air Max? You're talking a lot more money to go 1 gigabyte and faster. Oh, the Air Max, that thing? Oops. This thing. Air Max Light Beam. Was that on this list? I like this list right here. This is nice. But that Air Max is not on here. Ultra lightweight design, proprietary Air Max chipset, dedicated management Wi-Fi for easy UISP mobile app support and fast setup. These are cheap. Improved radio design mounting. I'm okay to spend a little more money on this. Oh, maximum length of an Ethernet cable is about 295 feet or 90 meters. Yeah, I'm farther than that. You have to put the device after the power line adapter. Yeah. I could even run my over a very long distance without too much expense, but okay. It will not be fast. Be for the castle. Oh, gotcha. Sent you a DM on Discord. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, sorry, I was reading messages for a minute. Nothing is better than copper wire, I know. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to do one of these things. Can I send a link? I'm not sure. You can post it in Discord. Do a hookup with Chris and Crosstalk Solutions for the networking solution. He's the expert in this stuff. Okay. Crosstalk Solutions. I think I have watched his stuff. Yeah, I've definitely watched his stuff. So you think if I messaged him, he would respond? He's answering phone calls. Just move the pavilion. Why not just move the house then? I am going to put cameras up at the pavilions are good enough. Yeah, I do want to put cameras up there. I do. Okay, Chris from Crosstalk Solutions. I need some help, brother. I need some help. Help me pick. So I won't buy it right this minute. I'll wait to get a few more. But it seems to me like any of this would be fine. Like, I mean, 1.4 gigabyte, like there's none of this is too slow. Whoa, but it's all really friggin' expensive. I guess it would be this would be the closest thing. Wow, that's expensive. He's nice and very smart. I like nice, smart people. That's why I hang out with you guys so much. Let's see, Blade. What did Blade send me? This guy, building the building bridge. You know, oh, sold out. Dang it. What else you got? Two of these. Yeah, I think two of these might do the thing. That might do the trick, right? Air Max CPE featuring a panel antenna and dual polarity performance. Ideal for point to multi-point applications requiring high performance CPE devices with a sleek form factor. This would be nice, building to building bridge, but they're sold out. Maybe you wait till they come back in. Passive PoE. Oh, you know what? I don't have a Ubiquity router up there. Is that a problem with these? Oh, buy from Amazon. If they don't work, they go back. Nice. See if I can find them somewhere else. Yeah, okay. Best choice. 2 tin cans and a piece of string. You know what? If I did end up digging a ditch, I would just put in like a 3-inch conduit and just be able to pull stuff out. Yeah. All right. Well, so let's see if we can find this one. This looks good to me. What do you guys think about this one? We just got to be able to find these. What's the name on this? I have to mount it on a pole like that. Oh, and it gives you the LED. It gives you an LED indicator of when it's lined up. I guess I got to kind of think about does this have to be, I have to think about the inside outside thing. Does this have to be line of sight? What's Discord? Someone help Tim. Someone help Tim. What was wrong with these? Was there a reason why we didn't think these would work? They have them. Are these the same thing? I don't think those are the same thing. Maybe they are. Cheaper? I don't know, man. Cheaper. To dig the trench and have somebody put it back in? Air Max Nano Beam AC 5 gigahertz bridge. Okay. Well, I'm going to. Oh, I guess the other question was, I don't need a Unify router for this, right? Ghost hand. How many meters is it? I mean, it's 500 feet, so it's 200 meters maybe. No router needed. Just cheap PoE switch for power. And I already have that. So that's great. A pipe trencher. The app, okay. Affiliate link. Can use Home Assistant add-on for your controller. Oh, yeah. I'll just use the app. Okay. Okay. So we're going to add this to my wish list. And then let's do Daddy. Yeah. Add it to my wish list. Okay. Let's talk about, let me think about anything else up there at the wHobbit house that I wanted to talk about. I think I already told you guys we got the pump stuff working. The power was the huge thing. I'm going to probably do lumen cache lighting again up at the pavilion, or at least do some low voltage lighting. I don't know if I'm going to do, I may not do lumen cache. I may just do some low voltage lighting. You know, just do 12 volt lighting up there or something. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to do 120 volt. Right now I have a couple of 120 volt lights up there, but I'm not going to keep them. Unified Dream Wall to your wish list while you're shopping. Okay. And I'm going to ask Chris. That'll be fun. It'll be fun to do a little cooperation, right? That'll be fun. Okay. I think that's it for that. I'm going to keep his page up too, so we can talk, because that'll be good. This was really good, but man, everything is so dang expensive. It's just crazy how much that costs. And so weird that like they have these options, but then they have more than this, right? Just copy the internet to a flash drive and take that to the pavilion. Well, hey, greetings programs. What's up, Richard? Big premium on the Dream Wall. I think the regular Pro makes more sense. Which Pro? What do you mean, Richard? What? Tell me what you're talking about. Now we're going to talk Home Assistant. Let's do it. We're going to talk Home Assistant now. Switching gears to Home Assistant. Okay, switching gears. Let's do this. You're in London for the week. Oh, nice. Is London good? The Air Fibers use the app. The B2B requires a controller, which can run on a Pi. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to have to do that. I mean, I could do it from the Home Assistant, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Home Assistant. Oh, this is Zigbee, though.
Oh, the Zigbee.
Oh, the Zigbee. Oh, the Zigbee. Oh, the Zigbee. I need him to. I have the Home Assistant one. I need to get him doing the Home Assistant one.
Oh, the Zigbee.
For when we talk about Home Assistant, because this really, there's a lot of stuff in here that would be for Mr. Hibbert. There certainly would be a ton of stuff in here for Mr. Hibbert. So I'm going to start by saying they broke blueprints and all searching. Oh no. Well, there's now a 5 point, I think it's at 5.3 now. I just updated and I think it's at 5.3. No updates available, but it doesn't tell me what I'm at. Anyways, well, what I'm showing you here actually is kind of the biggest deal in this this newest version, right? He's a convert, like he is, and I think the Insteon thing that's a thing that's in this is a big deal, because that's Paul Hibbert, he's been harping on that forever, right? Like his biggest issue has been you use somebody's stuff and then they flip the switch and turn it off, right? Oh, 5.2 is the latest? Okay. Maybe I'm on the beta. Anyways, I thought I was on 5.3. I thought I just got home today and saw 5.3. Look, there's a 5.3 right there. See, there's a 5.3. Maybe it just hasn't rolled out to everybody yet. So what Paul always says, what Hibbert always says, he always talks about exactly the Insteon problem. Exactly. You buy all these things, they're all connected to the Insteon cloud, and then Insteon stops making money, and so they go out of business, and so their cloud shuts down, and so your devices stop working. Like, that is just mind-blowing that can happen, but it happens. And it has happened multiple times. So to say that it's never going to happen or it's not going to happen is just not true. Insteon is just the latest, but it is going to happen again to who knows who next, right? Maybe to be Emporia. Maybe. But that's what makes Home Assistant great. And I think that's what kind of got Paul finally converted some. And we've gone so far in the UI, so much farther in the UI. Like, you really can do plenty. And maybe not everything, because there are still a few things that are YAML only, but those are niche things. They're little things that you may never need to use or want to use. Everything else you can do with the user interface now, and it just keeps getting better. So that's a big part of what this one is. And Emporia can always be reflashed. So a big part of this is all about the streamlining the settings, which is UI stuff, right? So let's go down here. This is what the new menus look like. Now, remember back when we had a lot of fun when we did the Home Assistant conference, right? The State of the Smart Home, State of the Open Home conference back in December. And they let me host. It was really fun. And we were at the Hobbit house, or I was. And one of the big things and kind of what we led with on the intro for that was this, right? This color-coded menu thing where we take all these other menus and take all these things from all these places and we put them all together. And the first iteration was really pretty good. For me, it took some time. And what I was doing, because I didn't always know, like the titles of some of those things didn't always just immediately tell me what was there in my mind. So I was always looking down here. Let's see, where do I go to find helpers? Oh yeah, I go here to find helpers, right? So I don't know if they've changed too many of these names, but what they really changed, I mean, to me, this has gotten easier. But then what they really did with this release with 22.5 is they put a ton of stuff under the systems. So if you go to systems, now you've got a whole other color-coded deal that gives you easy access to all the things. And it's actually pretty... what it says is what it is, you know? So you've got all your update stuff here, all your log stuff here, all your backup stuff here. This is where you share stuff, your network stuff, storage, hardware. So if you're looking for like, what's your USB connector, all those kinds of things, they're all under system now, which means that you kind of don't even have to go there. I mean, for a lot of this stuff, like the automations and devices are where most people are going to go, right? So that was kind of the big change this time. And restart right at the upper right. System, restart. Isn't that beautiful, Chris? Isn't that beautiful? That's going to save me. I'm going to have at least an extra hour and a half of my lifetime that I'm not going to have spent, you know, going a minute at a time to go to here and, you know, settings and this and server controls and then restart, right? I know you could do the, whatever it is it C or M or something, right? You can do it here too, but still it's just better to be able to just go system, restart. Anyways, I'm very happy about it. C on your keyboard opens the search bar. Yeah, you know, you go anywhere. Yeah, I know. But anyway, so that's one of the big things that they changed. Oh, I was going to say another thing that just started just prior to this release is a kind of a, what are they calling us? Not influencers, thank goodness, because that's a horrible word now. Creators, I can't remember, content creators or something like that. Anyways, a lot of the development guys and a lot of guys like me and Rob and Lewis and a bunch of others have a channel on the Home Assistant Discord where we can get some updates and we can get some extra information and we can get it early. And so what you saw this week was several people doing Home Assistant 22.5 release videos right away. And we're going to keep doing that. And I think it's really cool. It's a really good way for the Home Assistant guys to get in touch with the people who can really get the message out in a lot of different ways, right? Just shotgun. Everybody has their own little audience. There's a lot of overlap, but there's also some that's not overlap. So by getting it out to all these different creators, we can get this information out to everybody else earlier. So anyways, that was a new thing for this version of Home Assistant. We just started, we had our first little sort of preview of the release for this release. So we'll get one of these previews. So I'll have a preview before the actual release comes out and before the Home Assistant stream and stuff comes out. Right? So that's really cool. Node-RED, Flow, Control, and Home Assistant. I have some Node-REDs. I'm not going to go through all of this. I'll let you guys go through some of this. So there's the quick bar, which I think is pretty awesome now because I spend a lot of time. I used to go, okay, development tools, and then wait, and then here, and then search, right? Now I should just be able to go here. And if I want an entity, I can just say, right? I can find my entities right there, right? And that's, there was a thing on mobile. Part of that was because it's hard to just type C on mobile, right? Did someone say Node-RED? It's hard to type C on mobile to get that menu to come up. So now with this, you can just, I don't know that it's an entity thing. So you can't do like the restart, but that's not what you're looking for there anyways. You're looking for entities there. So that was kind of cool. Another thing though, the other thing that sticks out to me that I will talk about is this, if then. So now in automations, they have, it's basically the same functionality as the choose action, but to me, this makes sense. Like when they were talked about the choose action, I never really got it. Like it just didn't, I didn't even bother trying to use it because it just kind of didn't make sense. And I just skipped it as far as the choose action for automations. But if then makes a ton of sense. Like this is how we think, right? So now we have this if then as a trigger type, and you can say, or an action, not trigger, an action. If this thing, then this other thing, right? And so basically it's an if this and else, I think they have, right? If then else structure. So this is new and should be pretty helpful for making automations. I'm going to try and find some way to use it because I think that's pretty cool. There was some calendar trigger stuff. Parallel, I thought parallel continue on error is kind of neat with automations too. So instead of stopping, if you can let it keep going to the next step. Another one, parallelization in actions. So this is really cool. So instead of saying, right now it's a script, right? An action is a script basically. So once it starts, it does this thing, and then it does the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. Now with parallelization, which I think is only in YAML. Is it only in YAML right now? I can't remember. I think it might be only in YAML. Partly available in the UI, but it will be available in the UI. For now, I think it's, if you really want it, all the features, it's YAML. But parallel actions. So you have your trigger, and then you have your action, and you could parallel a whole bunch of actions so they all happen at the same time. If you're like me, when I do you guys hear when I do my sign off, or when we do bedtime, I click the button and it goes down the list, right? And it makes the announcement at every Amazon Echo and every Google Home in the house. So you hear them all coming on at different times. I kind of like that effect because it makes sure that everybody hears it and that everybody hears it multiple times. It's kind of like singing, row, row, row your boat. Okay. But with parallel actions, now you can put all those notifications at the same time, at the same spot, and they should all happen at the same time instead of being like one and then the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. So that would be kind of neat. And this is why if this then that did well initially, because that's the logic, right? That's how we think, right? So now we have that in the user interface, which I think is pretty awesome. There was something in here. Somebody mentioned when we were doing our debriefing prior to this release with the content people. Somebody mentioned that the Amcrest integration now has a bunch of things that it didn't have before. And I haven't got to play with it yet. So like my Amcrest doorbell, I was using somebody else's, like you grab the event of like somebody pushing the button or a human detection. You grab that event and you do something else and you could make it into a switch. And I don't remember. But now that's all part of the integration, was my understanding. I couldn't find that in the release notes, and I haven't dug any deeper into it. But if you have Amcrest doorbell, there I believe is some improvement in that, what it encompasses, what it can do natively without the extra part. So there you go. I run the full OS, Ofer. I run the full OS. Oh, Thomas, yes. I think the notification thing is a bit of an unfortunate example, actually. You won't get guaranteed parallelization as synchronization sound stuff. It may be very nice for other things. Yeah, okay. But thank you, Thomas. This was your thing, Thomas, right? Shorthand for local conditions. I loved this too. Now, this is like a YAML thing, right? So this is for those of you who still do YAML. When you do conditions in YAML is kind of, it's been confusing. It always has been. It's like condition and then condition or and then and it was confusing. It was definitely confusing to try and keep all that stuff straight. Thomas made some shorthand for conditions, or and not conditions, shorthand. So thank you, Thomas. That was pretty awesome. What hardware, Yusuf? I am running on the Odroid. So it was the Home Assistant Blue, which really isn't the thing anymore, but it's an Odroid N2 is what I'm running it on. But I'm also running one of the originals. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to tell you. I was actually running one of the original Home Assistant Amber, right? So there's only a few of us that got those Home Assistant Ambers before they became Home Assistant Yellow, before Raspberry Pi 4s got more scarce than, I don't know, whatever, one-legged unicorn zebras. So I'm running 2 instances of Home Assistant. I have Home Assistant here, and then I have Whole Assistant at the wHobbit hole. Here I use my Odroid Home Assistant Blue, and then up there at the wHobbit house, I use the Amber, which is now the yellow. But when I got it, it was still the Amber. And for those of you who were following along way back when, you may have remembered that I could not get the bleeping Zigbee wireless or Zigbee radio to work. I got it working. You know what I did? RTFM. RTFM. Paulus, I asked the question when they gave us some time when we were kind of getting our preview of the changes for this release. And they were like, if you guys have questions, we want you to ask us, because, rather than go make a video like I did, right? Rather than make a video or be on a stream and say, here's this thing, I can't get it to work, right? Throw up my hands. Go to them directly. This kind of gives us a direct channel to the developers, which everybody kind of has anyways. The guys are pretty good about responding, but you don't always just ask Paulus how to do an automation, right? It's a little overkill. But I asked, this Home Assistant Amber, the Zigbee radio wouldn't work. I couldn't figure it out. He just said, oh, you got a manual with it. And I'm like, I probably lost it. And he sent me the link. I opened up the link. When I was up there at the house, I looked at the thing, I followed the steps, and it worked like nothing. It was a piece of cake, right? It was a piece of cake. So now I have temperature sensors up there that are Zigbee. And I took a whole bunch of Zigbee stuff up there that I'm not using here at the house, like some buttons and a motion sensor and some door sensors and stuff that I'm going to use up there. So now I've got the Zigbee radio working up there in the wHobbit house, which is awesome. Very much. Read the bleeping manual. RTBM. One-legged unicorns. I knew hoarding my one-legged unicorn zebras would pay off. They're worth a bunch right now, John. Cash them in, man. Muse ESP box Frank and Paulus showed off. Oh, I don't know about this. I didn't watch their release show, Martin. Tell me more. What is this? RMGTFY. Oh boy. Let me get the Let me get that for you. Let me get that for you. Is that what that's supposed to mean? Oh man. Okay. Oh, this was another good one. This was really cool. So I remember the old, like when we first started getting custom cards, which Thomas, you had a lot to do with this probably. Was the gauge card yours originally? Oh, let me Google that for you. Duh. Anyways, when the custom gauge card, I think, became a regular part of Home Assistant, so it was an official gauge card instead of a custom card, you could only have a few colors. You didn't get to pick whatever colors you want. That's changed. So the gauge card now has colors that you can change. And I don't remember when. I don't remember it being like a high and a low. I thought it was only 3 sections, but that may be an old thing and I just didn't know about it. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. Anything else in Home Assistant that you guys saw in this one that you thought was really awesome? This one is for guys like Paul Hibbert, right? This is it. Insteon control panel. Insteon went out of business. They made it pretty easy with the Insteon integration. Home Assistant saves the day, right? Like this should be a news article. This should be like some big news article about this, because this is one of those situations where you've got this big company making money, everybody hooked on their cloud, and now they're gone. And here's an open source project that comes in and saves the day for all those people, right? And one of the things that they said here in this is there's probably going to be a whole bunch of new Insteon users joining the community. So hello, Insteon users. So if you're here today, hello, Insteon users. Thanks for being here. Glad to have you. Let me Google that for you. Oh, is that the thing? Oh, I should do that more often. I need to use that, Yona. I know I've seen that before. Do I recommend Intel NUC or an old laptop in place of a Raspberry Pi 4? I mean, yeah, they'll work. They'll work. I ran on a NUC for a long time and it worked well. So yeah, I mean, I would. An old laptops are great because battery backup. So you got battery backup. So that's great. It's not as big a deal now as it used to be. I don't think, but it's tricky. I didn't watch the video yet, but somebody just did a video about what hardware should you use for Home Assistant. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, I mean, it's not as easy as it used to be. It used to be pretty simple. You know, you pretty much it was a Raspberry Pi. And then we started having a lot of SD card issues. And so we're like branching out, and what else are we using? Old laptops, old PCs, NUCs, those kinds of things. And then we started getting some of this, the Odroid. So the Home Assistant Blue, the Odroid N2 is not a custom hardware. It was a custom case, and it was pre-flashed and pre-configured a little bit, but it wasn't really like a custom hardware, but it was a thing for a bit. And then now we got the Home Assistant Yellow, which I don't know if you can get those yet. I'm not sure those are shipping, but maybe they should be shipping soon. So while we're now in a Raspberry Pi like shortage, it's you know, what are we going to use? What are we going to use? What are we going to use? I think probably for new users, even an older Raspberry Pi, if you can use a Raspberry Pi 3, I ran Home Assistant on Raspberry Pi 3 for a long time, and it works fine. I assume it still would work well. T4 Pro mini PC costs like a Raspberry Pi these days. I mean, there's a lot. I don't remember it back here. If you go to the getting started in Home Assistant, what hardware they are recommending. Raspberry Pi, Odroid, Asus Tinkerboard, generic x86-64. So Intel NUC or probably anything else that used to run, right? Any other old hardware that you have, right? Any other old PC hardware that you have would run this. You can install it on Windows in a virtual machine, Mac in a virtual machine, Linux you can do, and then whatever else. So they've done a really good job of trying to give you lots of options now. So which is the best? I would say the best is probably the Home Assistant Yellow, but you can't get it. Second best in my mind would probably be the Odroid N2. Kind of expensive, but mine works great. I've loved it. And number 3, maybe Raspberry Pi or pretty much any other hardware that you have at that point. Right? Oh, there. Hey, Vanessa, how are you, by the way? You still use the 3, and when the SD card bites the dust, you have a solid state drive ready. Awesome. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been running on, on their servers on Docker, with their whatever backup servers and stuff for a long time. So you can get mini PCs on Amazon for pretty cheap too. Yeah. It's been great that now we have so many options, right? So many options. Okay. So anything else on Home Assistant front? Anything else on the Home Assistant front? I am super happy with where things are at with Home Assistant right now. And I'm super happy. I haven't tried completely yet to attach, to connect to my Home Assistant instance up at the wHobbit house. I can't remember. I don't think I started Nabu Casa up there yet. So I need to do that. But there was no point in doing that when I didn't have power up there all the time. Now that I have power up there all the time, I want to be able to get to my Nabu Casa. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I can get my laptop out because I did install Tailscale. Remember that we tested Tailscale, which is like a WireGuard with a user interface instead of kind of config files. Not that WireGuard was hard. But Tailscale also, with Tailscale, I could get through the VPN limiting issues that I have with Starlink. So Starlink, for whatever reason Elon has, you guys that know network stuff understand this better than I do, but Starlink doesn't let you VPN in and out directly, if I'm understanding right. Like I can't, when I'm sitting in the wHobbit house, I can't just VPN into my house at home like I normally can when I'm on my cell signal out in the whatever. If I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, I can't just access my house here like I normally do. So Tailscale is, kind of a, I don't know, whatever. It's WireGuard, but it's got some other interlink thing that makes it so you can do that. Casa OS. I don't know about Casa OS. I don't think I do. I might. Pies are more expensive than the small PC now. Wow. Tailscale and Zero Tier. I mean, I don't know. Tailscale. I like Tailscale. It worked fine. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'll just get a second Nabu Casa subscription because I love those guys, right? I'll get Nabu Casa subscriptions all day. Starlink doesn't give you a dedicated public IP. It uses something called carrier grade NAT. This means no port forwarding or other direct connections from outside. Gotcha. Okay. Casa OS is used on Zima boards now. What is Casa OS? I don't know what that is. Explain yourself. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Thomas Poot. Probably block the UDP port so you'd have to route VPN over TCP, which is a pain. That maybe is what, is that, you guys are speaking French here to me. I don't know. Pure evil. Cloudflare tunnel to pass CGNAT. Yeah, I just use Nabu Casa and it works fine. And Tailscale has like a system like that, I guess, but it's free. I don't remember anyways. So if there's nothing else on Home Assistant, we can talk briefly about LED stuff. Kind of cover the main gambits of the things that I do these days. We talked about the wHobbit house. We talked about Home Assistant. We're going to talk about controllers, about WLED and lights and controllers and stuff. Okay. Let me start by telling you, if you want Permatrack, this is the year to get it because we've got a lot. We are not going to run out this time. I think we have right now in the storage unit over 800 boxes. We may have 1,000 boxes in the storage unit, which is more than we've sold total so far in 2 years. So we've got, and we're just getting more constantly. It's just constant. It's not selling as fast because it's not the season, but now it's starting to get to the season. So if you want to get Permatrack, we've got plenty in stock. We have pixels that are the squares. They're so that when they pop into the channel, they don't stick up like the bullets. They're the squares. And we got them in the right size packs so that one string of our pixels, it fits in one piece of track. So it's really convenient. And so that's that part. And then let me tell you a fun story, which is bad for somebody else, which is great for everybody else. Quindor. Hey, Quindor, is it okay if I talk about the special quads? I'm pretty sure it's okay. That's why I was already going to do it. But since you're here, I just was going to give a background so that everybody can kind of know what happened and why we have them and what they are. Great. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So, there was a guy or a couple of guys, a group or whatever in Canada that was going to do something like house lighting. And they wanted to have the DigQuad external antenna as their main board for it, which I think is perfect. I think that's what, if I was going to have a business doing that, which I kind of do, then that's what I would use, right? So they bought a bunch of them. They had them kind of custom made. So custom screen print on the boards. The boards are yellow, or sorry, they're red instead of blue, and they're just custom, right? But the software that's on them should be just plain WLED still. But they were modifying WLED to kind of be their own proprietary thing. They also went through a bunch of the like UL and the Canadian certification processes. And anyways, unfortunately for them, but fortunately for the rest of us, they ran into some obstacles and they couldn't get it launched. They couldn't get their company launched. So now they're trying to save what they can as far as get some of their money back on some things. And Quindor, in his benevolence, because he is a great guy. Like if you wanted to trust anybody with your money, your time, your effort, whatever, Quindor's the guy. The dude, anyways, just as good a dude you'll ever find. And I know he's here listening, but I'm saying these things about him anyways. So Quindor was looking for a way to help him and to kind of like buy those back. Well, for him to buy them back and then have them shipped to China, and then how's he going to get rid of all these and stuff? It was just, he asked me, would I buy them? And of course I said, heck yes. How many can I get? So that's what happened. So I am going to be receiving this pack of these quads, and there should be, I'm going to say 400. I know that there's more than that, but I'm going to say there's 400. Until once I get them and I kind of see what they are. And I always like to hold a few back in case things are wrong and I need to replace things. And so I'm going to just say 400 for now. So I should be getting a batch of 400 of these special edition, limited time only, red DigQuads in the next week or so, hopefully. All right, they're going to be shipping from Canada to me, and I've already got my webpage ready on the website, and we're going to get them out to everybody. Okay, and I think we're going to do it at a little bit of a discount, right, Quindor? Because these are not the actual version 3.1 of the quads. So the 3.1 of the quads has the big screw terminals on the input side. These are like version 3, so it's got everything else, but they don't have the big screw terminals. Oh, and something else that's really important is the output on these has the, I don't remember which it is, the 429 or the 31 resistor, but it's the one that is better with the bundled cables. So I know a lot of us had trouble with bundled cables with the output resistor that we had on the latest versions of the Unos and Quads sometimes, and we needed the booster to get it to go very far, or we needed to separate the cables. There was things to work around, not a big deal. But because these had the dedicated purpose of they were going to be on houses and they were going to be running those 3 bundled cables, Quindor used the other resistor on them. So the 33R, thank you. So they have the 33R resistor, which means they'll be great for bundled cables. So anyways, those will be available. I will probably, I'm going to go ahead and make the website, the page live. It's not live yet. Maybe I can even do that now. Should I just do that now? Then you guys can get on like the list so that when they are up for sale, they can, you can get an email about it. Okay. Because it's basically a whole separate product, because it's just a one-time thing. It's not just like I'm putting quads back in stock. So if you've been signed up on the quads, to get a DigQuad notification, you won't get a notification when these go up. So this has to be a special notification. So let me just go here to this page. I think I'm happy enough with everything to go ahead and especially since you can't order them, I'm not going to put any in stock. I'm just going to make the page so that you can sign up if you want to get one, if you want to get a notification when they are in stock. Okay. How's the globe doing? I haven't done anything with the globe, Vanessa. I haven't made any progress with the globe. I did start to separate it from this, so maybe I'll get a chance to play with it again soon. I've just been working on too many other things, but yeah, I haven't got to do too much with it. All right, let's find these. Oh, the other thing I was gonna do. So these have the pictures that are on the special edition quads here are not the right pictures. So I am going to, when I get them in my hands, I will do a picture. All right, the right kind of pictures. You know what's been killing me, Vanessa? I will be honest. My regular job has been what's killing me, and not even that I have to be there, because I do have to be there, but I've got a lot of extra responsibilities there too, and so my nights for the past couple of weeks have been dealing with my work stuff at night, unfortunately. So this is the preview page. So I can once I make this public, you should be able to go on there and start putting in your names, putting in your stuff. Here we go. All right, so I put this picture here because they are external antenna, but these are the pictures. These were a test. The reason these are the wrong pictures is because these show the onboard antenna, and the ones that we actually are getting are not onboard antenna. They actually are external antenna. So the pictures are not right. Right now it's set to private. DigQuads, the DigQuad red. This is like the Home Assistant blue, right? Limited edition. Anyways, so I give a little bit of the background here. They should be all ready to go. External antenna only. You will still have to choose an option, even though you only have one option. That's just because that's the way I already had the page set up. It's just easier that way. And we are giving a little bit of a discount because I'm getting a discount. Quindor's giving, everybody a discount. We're just kind of passing it all along. So, so that's that. All right. Let me make it live. Any objections? You have 12 projects right now? Is that all? At work? That's awful. What is the use for the other resistor? Is that a longer distance with a signal data wire because you have two options for the resistor? Yeah, what is the best use of the 249 resistor, Quindor? I know what I think it is, but I'd rather, since you're here, you tell us while I make this thing public. There you go. So you're a third over your quota. Oh, man. Oh, I got ice, but no water. I need some Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, give me the news. Okay. So now, oh, wait. Let me see. If I go to the shop, is it going to show on the shop? No. Oh, wait. So do me a favor, everybody. Go to don't everybody, because it's crash, whatever. But, oh yeah, it should be here. Okay, good. So if you go to DrZzs.com/shop, you won't have all the things that I have, because mine shows me like everything, because it's the back end basically. But go on there and see if you see this. Hopefully you guys all see this. And if you do go there, gosh, did I put some? I hope the stock was still set to 0. Yeah, stock is still set to 0. Okay, scared me for a second there. Spam trains in chat if you see it. Oh, really? Spam trains in chat. Oh, spam trains in chat if you see it. Yeah, stock is 0. Okay, good. Okay, so you should be able to go here and you should be able to choose, and then you should be able to put in your email to subscribe. And then when this gets in stock, which should be sometime in the next week, we're really, really hopeful. It's kind of, you know, the fella in Canada has them. So he has to actually put them in the box and get them in the mail to me. And then I have to get them. But it should be faster than when they come from China. Although usually when Quindor sends them from China, they come in DHL and they come in like a couple days. So it may not be that fast. But as soon as I get them in stock, I will take a couple pictures and I will update the pictures on this. And then I will update the number that are in stock, and then they'll be gone in a weekend. The new Wise room sensors. I saw, was that the Wise room sensors I saw? No, I saw the Xiaomi. I saw the Xiaomi room sensors. That looked really good. Lewis did a video. I love Lewis, by the way. Lewis is going to be the next, he's the next hookup Rob, you know? I love thinking back to the days when Rob came to me because I was a big YouTuber with 10,000 subscribers or something like that. And he's like, hey, we should collaborate. And I'm like, yeah, we totally should collaborate. And now Rob's like making a living, and makes fantastic content, way better than I ever did. And he's a complete YouTube success story. And then Lewis, I remember somebody mentioned Lewis, or Lewis was on the stream here, and you know, he was just getting started and had a couple videos out, and you know, he's obviously he was good at presenting good, thorough content, you know, and now he's doing the same thing as Rob. You know, he's taken off. He's one of the best proselyters of Home Assistant out there right now, for sure. So I can't wait to see Lewis. I don't know what I need to make sure I get to talk to Lewis more often. I need to reach out to him again. We have chatted before, but I need to reach out to him again because I haven't chatted with him in a while. But I love what he does. Anyways. All right, Tony's going to call it a night. You know what? I'm going to call it a night here pretty soon too. So Mark, there's a few of us UK on YouTube now. Which channel is Lewis? Everything Smart Home. Everything Smart Home. See you later, Tony. Wise just launched those. I wish the light switches would show up on Home Assistant. Yeah. See you later, Home Assistant junkie. Okay. Well, anything else? Did let me ask my mods extraordinaire, Sir Goodenough, Blade, et al. Did we get any questions? Did we get anybody posting anything that we should take a few minutes to try and answer? Otherwise, we can just kind of hang out a few more minutes. And right now, I mean, I could click the sound off button or whatever, but it's not gonna do anything because nobody's gonna come. Dawson is playing Minecraft. Zach is probably asleep. Maybe he would. Hero. Only 50 million that I ask about the distance between your generator and your Hobbit hole. Oh yeah, go to Discord. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. Go to Discord and do /here to get your points. Get your points. Tech Turtle, what's up, my brother? Did you miss Tech Turtle? Did you miss the talk about quads? We're gonna get a special batch of quads in. They're just a unique situation, one-time deal. Can't stay long. Just popped in to say hey. Well, hey, man, thanks for saying hi. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for saying hi. Got my no-red sequence to make a visual notification when the doorbell is pressed using my WLED Dig Uno. Nice. Street Whiz. Nice. Special batch. Yeah, special batch. Limited edition, the red. Home Assistant red. Did I tell you guys I got some treasure chests to make my little dream come true? You know, my game with the Home Assistant stuff. Finish what I was saying about what? Huh? So no, these quads are they were somebody's startup business project, and it didn't work out for them, and so we are helping them to liquidate them. So that's what it was. Go back in the stream. Go back in the stream and answer that question. Ask it again. What was I saying when I got squirreled? Right now I'm feeling like my blood sugar is pretty low too, and I haven't had enough Dr. Pepper today, and I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning last night, so I probably need a nap. Go to sleep now and wake up in the morning. Mrs. Z's. Oh, I know it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers. Or if you identify as a mother, that works, right? At this point, car project. Yeah, it's still going, but it's on hold. So I've been working on getting my golf cart ready, which I did, and I'm so excited. And we brought home the trailer so that we can send it. We can take the golf cart up to the Hobbit house. But then I got 2 more golf carts, so now I got to finish those before I can do the actual car. But at some point it'll go again. The quads, I got the idea now, so you're good. Okay, thanks. Which Home Assistant dashboard do I use? I use, you mean like which theme? I think this is the iOS Blue, something like that. You know what? Let's look and see, because right now, since things have changed, I don't know where it is. So it's probably is it under dashboards? Dashboards. Oh, I don't know if the UI can hide it by setting. Oh, so that's not it. So some of these things I still trying to figure out where they're at. I thought it was under here. Updates, add-ons, logs, network, storage, hardware, system health, integration. Where is it? Still the same place. Oh, down here. Sorry. iOS dark mode light blue. That's what I have. Thank you very much, Sir Goodenough and Mark. Thank you. Mark, are you making videos? Am I missing something? Did you make videos, or have you made some? It's probably a name, and everybody has 2 or 3 names, and so it's hard enough for me to remember one. But are you making videos? I know Sir Goodenough is making videos, and Sir Goodenough is almost at 1,000 subscribers. Sir Goodenough makes good stuff. He really does. He's a smart dude. He knows his stuff. Love having him around. Thank you, sir, for all you do. You asked a question, Mr. Fixers. It didn't work. Just ask it now, because I'm watching chat. Got to get ready for work. Have a good one. See ya. Oh, you stream on Twitch. Oh, well, why am I not subscribed to you on Twitch? Mark, am I not following you? Wait, log in. Oh, it's going to make me. All right. I'm going to leave it there, and I will log in, and I'll do it. You didn't answer mine about the Unos. Oh, when are the Unos coming? Quindor, we're still trying to get them out. I mean, we really are getting closer all the time. We really are getting closer all the time, but not yet. Not yet. Sir Goodenough needs like 160 subscribers to get to 1,000. And then 1,000, I think you can get, that's when you can start doing commercials, I think, right? 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views or something like that. At least that's what it was 5 years ago when I started doing it. Anybody buy bulk LEDs? If so, from where? Maylee Morris. Like how many are you talking about, Maylee? Are you talking about like 10,000? 20,000 pixels or something, like big quantities like that. I know this is a polarizing topic when it comes to a lot of the, X-Lights community and big show things or whatever, but RGB Man lives over here, not too far from me. I know him. I know he has had, in the past, has had some responsiveness problems, but he's got pixels in stock. He's got a lot of them in stock. They're all from Daniel Zhang. And he's gotten much better as far as his customer service, because I've been working with him with Permatrack. And so I think having somebody else to be accountable, and some of it was just a technology nonsense, losing access to an email, things that happened, and, could have probably been handled better, but he's a good dude and he's got them. So, got any scratch and dent Ethernet Unos in a box behind you? PM me, Marshmallow. See what we can do. Discord, we spoke about Node, about red flow control and home. Oh, yes. Yes, Mr. Fixers. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So let me tell you, okay, I'm the only one, me and Mr. Fixers are the only ones right now who know what's going on, right? Because that's where my brain is. So here was the deal. I have my, in Node Red, I have my climate control. Okay, that's this right here. I need to make it smaller. I have my climate control flow, okay? And what this does is it checks the outside temperature, runs it through a splitter, and then decides what to do based on whether it's above a certain level, below a certain level, or somewhere in between those couple of levels, right? And it does things like, does it turn the heat on, or does it turn the air conditioning on, or does it turn the fan on just to suck in air outside, right? So my problem was it was being disabled. I had to either enable it all the time or disable it all the time. And it wasn't perfect. Like there was times where it would want to come on and put on the fan, but it's a little too cold. So we don't want the fan on. So if I just turn the fan off in Home Assistant, it would just turn back on 20 minutes later. And so I wanted a way to enable or disable this whole flow from Home Assistant. And the solution was there's a Hacks Node Red companion. Isn't that great? There's an update for it. So this Hacks Node Red companion, and I'll post the repository here for everybody to see. You can go there. You should install this because I don't know what all it does. It probably tells you here what all it does, but it tells you how to install it through Hacks. But once you do have it installed, I'm not going to, I don't want to mess. Yeah, I can do it. Go ahead and update that. But once you've got that installed, what it did for me was you go to one of your nodes now and you double click on your node. And then down here at the bottom, it says exposed to Home Assistant. So this wasn't here before, like without that Node Red companion integration from Hacks, from the Home Assistant community store, without that, you don't have this exposed to Home Assistant button, okay? Once you have that integration and you have this exposed to Home Assistant button, you click that. Now, when you go to Home Assistant, I can search here and find, I think it's called climate. I have a climate flow, okay? It's now called climate flow. And that flow, right now it's turned off. But if I turn it on, we can turn it on now. And then let's go back to Node Red and you can see what happened. So I put a big button on the front, climate flow, right? When I click that button to turn it on, turn it off, it turns on, turns off, right? So it's on right now. So let's go back to Node Red. And then you'll see that it's enabled now. So it doesn't, remember it said disabled? Now it says enabled. And it probably hasn't done anything yet because it's going to run every 20 minutes or something. But that, I just take that first node and click the enable in Home Assistant and expose the Home Assistant. And now I've got a switch that lets me in Home Assistant switch this thing on and off. So if I go back to it, oops, not developer tools. I go back here, sorry. Turn that off, back to Node Red. Now it's disabled. Isn't that awesome? So Mr. Fixers, thank you so much for getting me there. And we got it. We got it. It works. Sweet, right? Just joined the Discord. An enterprise network engineer and system admin. If you have any questions, just hit me up. Oh, thank you, Darkspace158. Man, did you hear go back to the beginning of the stream and check out my problems. Because I got to try and shoot, I got to try and extend my network 500 feet away. So fiber. So I was trying that Stone Obscurity. I tried that and I just probably did it wrong. It wasn't super, like what I tried doing was putting an input Boolean right here and basically saying, okay, if the input Boolean is on, then let it go through. If it's off, then let it go somewhere else. And I think what was happening was when I did that, it wasn't just passing through the same message, which was the temperature. It was passing through just an on or an off, which the rest of the flow didn't know what to do with. So this just makes it super easy. Super, super easy. So now it works. Now any flow that I have, I can turn on and off like that. So I love it. Ever since I understood how to use a function node, I have been in love with Node-RED. Fantastic. E1D, fantastic. Node-RED is pretty good. I said, so Frank's going through all this stuff, you know, Frank and Paulus, and they're talking to us about all these changes. And I made some mention about Node-RED, and Frank goes, I did all this work and you're using Node-RED? He got me. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. And I was like, oh, sorry, Frank. Sorry, man. I still use automations. It was good fun. Good fun. All right. Well, I'm going to hit the sign off button and let's see if anybody comes. Maybe Zachy will come. Maybe Dawson's taking a potty break.
It's time for sign off.
A bridge at a car dealership and had no issues. We should chat in Discord. Okay, Cyber Road, let's chat in Discord. Let's go to the, I think we have a networks channel in Discord. Let's go there and continue the conversation about the network stuff. So we have one that is server and networking. Okay, so server and networking, we're going to talk about the wHobbit network extension. There we go. All right, I just kind of started the conversation there again, even though you guys were already talking about it. So there it is. Okay. Oh, how you guys doing? Good morning. We have no, not only do we not have mom, we don't even have Zoe. So it's like we're down 2 moms. So there's no way that Zach's getting to school on time. Right? It's bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. Anyways, okay. Oh, how do we want to sign off?
Like we're regular human beings.
Okay, we're going to sign off like regular human beings, which is going to be a stretch for us.
Got it.
Okay, ready?
As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, adios.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everybody, for your help. I never even really got to look too much at the count, but I think we did pretty good today. So we had a good group. No stream next week, probably. It's a definite, probably not. I have to work, but I may be off. If I can, I will. Okay? Adios, everybody. Bye. Oh, we're going to do the sign off guy. Outro. Boo.